FX Nation, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to answer a question. Can you trade using a line chart? Can you trade using a line chart? We're going to answer that, and we're also going to do, we're going to go over some reviews of the of some of the setups for the last couple days, actually, for market maker. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it, guys, and let's get into the video. All right, guys. So I want to praise this question to you guys. I know that pretty much the majority of everybody that's going to be watching this or listening to this, they've pretty much been taught to trade on either a candle chart like this, right, like everybody else, or maybe a Fibonacci chart, right, like that. But how many people have actually tried to trade on a line chart? All right. And, you know, back when this first started, you know, all we had was line charts. We didn't have candlesticks or Fibonacci or any of the other stuff. We literally just had a line chart. Okay. So I got to asking questions to myself of, is it possible to trade on a line chart? Okay. And the answer to that question is absolutely, you can. All right. And I'm going to prove it to you. All right. So, and this is just based solely off the strategy that we're using, right? Which is trading in line with the market makers. All right. So let's go over some of this stuff so you can just see. All right. Remember that we're essentially looking for what? Type 1, type 2, or type 3 patterns. Okay. Ideally, the best pattern that we can get is going to be a type 1 pattern. All right. And that's what we ideally want to get because it produces the best results. It's clear to us what's happening. Okay. So let's just take a look at some of the trades here. So pound Swiss. Okay. Here's your Asian box here. Okay. And can you see the setup? Can you see the setup? All right. Just to give you some context, right? All the way down here, this is 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock or so, right? So the question is, do you have a setup for London based on what you're looking at here? No, you don't have a setup for London, right? You don't have any kind of a setup at all for London. If we replay this, okay, do we have a setup for London? No, right? Because even if you were thinking of this being a W, right, it never came back up anyways, right? So would not have tested us. How about this one? No. Now check this out. See that? That right there was your trade. So far, that's 45 pips. And there we go. So this trade here was 52, 53 pips, somewhere around there. Okay. The question you have to ask yourself is, was this setup clear? Can you see a type 1 setup here? Yes, you can, right? You see they faked out all the way down throughout London. We didn't have a setup here. Even if we switch to a regular candle, guys, we don't have a setup here to take that trade. Okay? We don't have a setup to take that trade. All right, so that doesn't matter. The setup that we have is down here. Okay? Now, if we start adding in just a couple of our tools that we use, okay, this is an ideal setup for us. Because why is it an ideal setup for us? Because we can use our EMAs as take profits like we want to do, right? And if we want to, we can move stop losses and let them ride out even longer and get the whole move if we really wanted to. Okay. So, is this trade viable to trade? It absolutely is viable to trade. It's a clear setup, clear type 1 setup, right? So let's go over to another one. Here's another one. Here's our Asian box here. Do you see a trade setup for a type 1, type 2, type 3 setup during London? You know, there's no setup here until we get, again, to the US Open, which is around 8:45, 8:30. Here we have a perfect W. Boom, take it right back. That's 60 pips right there. Okay. And again, the EMAs are right there, so we can use that as our take profit points. Here's what it looks like before. There is no setup here for London. Okay. There's no setup here for London. And as you can see, there is no setup because we never crossed the 13 EMA, right? So we don't have the complete W yet to try to do this, what you guys are thinking already, right? To try to do that, we can't take it because one of our rules is it has to cross and it has to close above the 13 EMA, right? So that's not a trade. Okay, but this is. All right. Let's go to another one. Again, do you see a trade setup here? You know, what's your trade setup here? If you're looking at it, you have the first push down. Look where it pushes to, by the way. Look where it pushes to. Where is this pushing to? It's pushing to yesterday's low. Here's yesterday's low. Here are the candles on it, right here, tagging the low. Look, this one came all the way down and tagged the low as well, right? So look, what are they doing? Tagging the low, tagging the low. It's the same thing. Second leg, we get railroad tracks all the way up. Right? Now, is it visible on a line chart? It is. Right? Because it's a railroad track, your entry's all the way down here. That's 70 pips. Now, guess what? So you can trade this back down as well. So for another 60 pips or so. Because what do we have here? We have an M formation. We have an M formation here, right? So not only do we have a W, but we have an M. Back to back. So we can trade that also. Okay? Pound JPY. What do we have here? Right at 845. Close to the US Open. Right? They did nothing through London. A big clue of why they didn't do anything through London is just look at the EMAs. They're all sideways. They're all flat. All sideways, right? So whenever that's happening, you know that the price is essentially going to go between the Asian range until it finally breaks, right? And so it broke down during the second half of London. Okay. So the question is, what trade setups could you have gotten from this? Okay. Well, if you really wanted to, you could have taken a type 3 setup from here, like 6 o'clock, right? Keeps touching, keeps coming back up and touching the middle of the range, middle of the range, middle of the range. All right. So comes down, comes back up, and then finally drops. Okay. Now what happens when that drops? Comes right back up, comes right back down to retest, and that's what creates your W right there. If you just look at it on a line chart, it's the same thing. Can you see the W on the line chart? Yes, you can. Right? And so that becomes now, a 60 pip, another 60 pip trade, Again, these are just examples, guys, that you can see just in one day. What do you have here on EuroCAD? What do we have here? 3 hits to the high of Asia, and then we drop, and then we come back one more time. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, drop to the 50, come back up, retest it, and then come right back down. It's a type 2 setup, right? Just look how it looks on the line chart. The only thing that you're not going to see on the line chart are the spikes, right? But the point of the line chart is, can you see the M's and W's? That's it. Like a previous day here, can you see this M? Is it visible to you? Because if you're having problems seeing M's and W's, then you're not going to be very profitable with the strategy. So what's another tool that you can use to actually help you see this? Okay? So there. Line charts. Okay? The only thing that you don't see on the line charts are the spikes to the low, spikes to the high, things like that. But literally, what are we talking? It takes a second to switch back and forth. But you can see the trade setups are the same. It's 100 pips on that. Euro USD. What do we have to begin with? What are you looking at to begin with? Here, what are the EMAs doing? Straight, flat across, right? So what do you expect? You expect price to move between the high of Asia and the low of Asia. Here it is, right here, right at 330, 345. Here's your second hit to the high of Asia, and then you drop. That's what it looks like on a candle. You can still see it on a candle. There's your trade. Okay? The only thing that you cannot see on here are the spikes. And look at the spikes. 1 here, 2 here, 3, 4, 5. And as soon as they got the contracts, they move away. That's it. That was an easy 30 pips on that one. Here it is again. What is this going to end up being? Type 1 setup, right? Price is above the Asian high. You have multiple tests. 1, 2, 3. There's your test right there. Look. If you're looking at it just on this chart, right, you'd see this. On a line chart, it's going to show you every single test. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And then drop. Another 30 pips. So the patterns are there. Question is, can you see them? This is just another way that you can use additional tools to help you see the patterns. So if you see this one pattern here, this M here, right? You can see this W here, right? You can see that W here. Right? You can trade that also. You know, it's another 20 pips. So, I mean, these are all things that you can see and trade and just use to your advantage if you're having problems or trouble seeing the M's and W's. Because the best possible trade setups are going to be the M's and W's. Okay, second leg M's and W's. Second leg and M's and W's. Okay, so if there's any trade that you take, it should be a second leg M or W. Okay, this one here, what do we have? Lines straight across, right? That's number one. And then we have finally a move down, came back up to the middle of the range, back down, came right back up to the middle range, and then it moved away. This is what it looked like. Okay, so you had to move down, back up, and then away. Here's that M for the type 3 that we talk about. It's another 20 pips. Can you see the M or the W? You know, can you see it? This happened. This is for the US session. This is well over 50 pips here. So can you see this trade? You probably got what, faked out on this one? Right? You were thinking this first, probably? Here's why you should not have gotten faked out on this one. Okay? Is because this candle here never went negative. Right? Never went red. It was all blue. And then it came down again to right here. Okay? So this one here, let's replay it real quick. See that candle there? So how would there's no way you could have gotten faked out on that one. Okay, so that would not have even been a question. Okay. But again, if you just play it back, I mean, you can see this stuff happening, guys. You can see this stuff happening. Okay? And that's the whole point of me showing you this, is that yes, it's possible. Yes, you can see it. Okay? Can you see this W here? Yes. Of course, that's the point. So guys, so as you can see, we just went through about, what, 10 different pairs? Yes, you can see with a line chart, you can totally trade with just a line chart. If you really think about it, when you're trading with a line chart, what does that really take away from you that could potentially hinder you if you were looking at a regular bar chart? If you're looking at a line chart, you're just looking at a line. You're just concentrating on a line. When you're looking at it on a bar chart, right, you're looking at these bars and these candles going up and down, and they're kind of messing with you, messing with your psychology. This can't mess with your psychology. You're not seeing a candle go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's just literally a line. It's just a line. That's all. Okay? It's just a line. that's all you're looking at is just a line. And so I think that a bar chart would mess a lot more with your psychology than a line chart would. Okay, so guys, if this makes it easier for you to see the M's and W's, use it. And by all means, do yourself a favor and use this backtesting tool here and go back and backtest it, okay? And see if your trading can get, if your prediction of the M's and W's can get better by using this, okay? Because that's the whole point, is to make you better, right? If you're seeing the patterns on a bar chart, cool, keep doing it, right? But if you're having problems seeing the M's and W's or the patterns develop on a bar chart, then use this and see if this helps you. Okay, that's all it is. I'm just trying to present more tools to potentially help you see the patterns, because if you can't see the patterns, you can't trade the strategy. All right. So we saw the different pairs that produced today, obviously with this here, and I wanted to use that for a reason. Okay, guys. So if you found this video helpful, guys, please let me know in the comment below. If you think this will help other people who are struggling with seeing patterns on a bar chart, please share this video with them. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to watch the video. And tomorrow or over the weekend, either tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday, the next video that'll be dropping would be on levels. And we're going to take a deep dive into levels, into the little details of what makes a level, create a level, and how we can trade it. All right, guys, so be on the lookout for that. That'll be coming up this weekend's video. All right, until next time, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. Guys, one last thing. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate the fact that you take the time to watch my videos. I really hope that I've added value in each of the videos that I make for you guys, and I hope that you're learning something. As always, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please like and share the videos if you found value in them. And also, don't forget to visit our website at www.fxntradinggroup.com. Once again, guys, thank you so much. I'm truly blessed.